What if I told you that a New Year celebration could be born from taxation, shaped by resistance, and still become one of the most powerful symbols of unity in the world? This is Pohela Boishakh, the Bengali New Year. And this is not just a festival, it's a story of identity, culture, and survival. সবাইকে জানাই নমস্কার আর স্বাগতম ফান্টামির প্রীতিতে। আজকে একটি ব্যতিক্রম রকমের ভিডিও বানাতে যাচ্ছি আমি বাংলা নববর্ষ এবং পহেলা বৈশাখের উৎপত্তি নিয়ে। আপনাদেরকে নিয়ে একটু ঐতিহাসিক এবং ঐতিহ্যবাহী একটি যাত্রায় নামব। বাকি ভিডিওটি ইংরেজিতে করছি কারণ আমি চাই আমাদের জাতির যে ঐতিহ্য এবং ইতিহাস তা বিদেশিদের কাছে তুলে ধরতে। So, without further ado, let's dive into this. Origins. Mughal roots. Imagine the Mughal court in the 16th century. Farmers stand burdened, not by lack of harvest, but by time itself. Taxes are demanded according to a lunar calendar, one that shifts against the rhythm of the land. So, even when the fields are not ready, payment is expected. Enter Emperor Akbar, a ruler known not just for conquest, but for reform. To solve this, he turns to knowledge, to scholars, astronomers, and thinkers of the court. Among them is Fatullah Shirazi, a Persian polymath whose work is often associated with the refinement of a new calendar system. Together, they help shape a solution, a calendar that aligns with the sun, with the soil, with the lives of the people. A calendar that blended Islamic Hijri calendar and the traditional solar Hindu calendar, the Surya Siddhanta. This became the foundation of the Bengali calendar, the Bongabdo, and in that moment, administration met empathy. What began as a system of taxation quietly transformed into a celebration of renewal. Cultural evolution. Over time, Pohela Boishakh transformed from an administrative tool into a cultural celebration. And in shaping modern Bengali identity, few figures were as influential as Rabindranath Tagore. I'm gonna call him Thakur. Through his songs, poetry, and festivals at Shantiniketan, Thakur helped reimagine seasonal celebrations, blending nature, art, and human connection. His vision of culture was deeply inclusive, rooted not in religion, but in shared human experience. That spirit lives on in Pohela Boishakh today, in music, in art, in celebration of life itself. What began as a tax system became a poetic expression of identity. Today, it is a secular festival, celebrated across religions, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and Christians alike. Resistance and identity. The birth of a procession. But the modern soul of Pohela Boishakh was forged in resistance. In 1989, during a time of military rule in Bangladesh, students of Dhaka University's Faculty of Fine Arts created a procession, not just to celebrate, but to protest fear, oppression, and silence. This became the iconic Mongol Shobhajatra, a parade of giant masks, tigers, elephants, owls, demons, symbolizing courage, justice, wisdom, and the triumph of good over evil. It was and still is, a declaration. We are a people beyond fear. And in 2016, UNESCO recognized it as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Symbolism and meaning. The procession is more than art. It represents unity beyond religion, collective resistance, and cultural pride. It tells the world Bangladesh is not defined by division, but by shared humanity. How it's celebrated today? Today, Pohela Boishakh begins at dawn. At Romna Bottomoli, thousands gather as Chayanot welcomes the new year through music, songs of nature, hope, and renewal. As the morning unfolds, the streets come alive. People dress in red and white, symbols of joy and new beginnings. Women wear saris adorned with floral patterns. Men wear Punjabis, simple, elegant, rooted in traditions. And across roads and sidewalks, intricate alpona designs are painted. White patterns of flowers, birds, and suns spreading across the ground. The city doesn't just fill with colors, it becomes a canvas. Businesses open new ledgers in Halkata, marking a fresh start. And the streets come alive with the iconic procession, a vibrant display of arts, masks, and collective joy. And this is not just limited to Bangladesh. Across the world, in cities from London to New York, the Bengali diaspora recreates Pohela Boishakh because this day is not bound by geography. It lives wherever Bengali identity lives. Because Pohela Boishakh is no longer just a date. It's a shared feeling of renewal, community, and heritage. The name controversy, 2025 to 2026. But culture is never static. And in recent years, even the symbol of unity has entered political debate. For decades, the procession was known as Mongol Shobhajatra, meaning procession of auspiciousness. Then in 2025, it was renamed Ananda Shobhajatra, or Procession of Joy. Organizers claim this was not a change, but a restoration of its original 1989 spirit. But the story didn't end there. In 2026, the government introduced a new name, Boishakhi Shobhajatra, removing both Mongol and Anondo. So, what's really going on here? This is where culture meets politics, religion, and national identity. Mongol has Sanskrit roots, often associated with Hindu traditions. Some critics argue this challenges the secular framing. Others argue the opposite, that removing Mongol risks erasing a historic, inclusive symbol that was never religious to begin with. Because historically, the procession was always secular, a protest against authoritarianism, not a religious ritual. Sociological insight. What we're witnessing is something deeper, a struggle over who defines culture, who owns traditions, and how history is remembered. Is culture something we preserve or something we reshape? And more importantly, can a symbol of unity survive political reinterpretation? These are some questions that we often discuss in sociology, philosophy, politics, and other liberal arts classes. And I'll throw the question to you. What do you think is going on here? Needless to say, centuries later, the meaning of this day would be carried forward, not by emperors, but by artists, by voices like Rabindranath Tagore, who believed that culture was not confined to religion or ritual, but lived in the shared rhythm of humanity. Through song, poetry, and celebration, Tagore reimagined what it meant to welcome a new year, not as a date, but as a feeling, a renewal of the soul, a quite powerful hope that tomorrow can be different, and the spirit still lives in Pohela Boishakh today. Because beyond the debates, beyond the names, what remains is something deeper. A people choosing joy, choosing unity, choosing to begin again. As Tagore once wrote, "Let your life lightly dance on the edges of time, like dew on the tip of a leaf." And perhaps that is what Pohela Boishakh has always been. A moment balanced between past and future, where a nation learns to dance again. Shuvo Noboborsho সকলকে। I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and if you have, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to my channel, because these are not the only kinds of videos I make. I have everything here, whole package deal. That's why you'll have a fun time with Preeti. I'll see you again next time. Peace!